I played pretty well this time. I kept it cool when things were going rough for me. A lot of patience. So I think I played pretty well, and it's not my time yet. Day one was a bunch of passive players that were letting me take over the table. Day two was a lot of very aggressive players. I have Tony Hashin to my left, JJ Prodigy, Josh Field, and the crazy Wally Sombrero right across from me. They all had big stacks, and it was very hard for me to put pressure on them, whereas they could easily put pressure on me. There's not much I can do in that situation, so I kind of just patiently waited and waited. In the beginning of the tournament, day two, Wally gave me a lot of trouble because he's very unorthodox. He likes to limp a lot. He likes to limp re-raise a lot. He likes to check raise or lead out a lot. So without any prior experiences to play with him, I had to really observe how he plays in order for me to figure out what he's doing, because it looks like nonsense to me. Towards the end of the day, Kyle Chung, I think, chip leader, moved to my right, and he gave me a lot of trouble. Every time I would steal, he would just re-raise. The final hand, I was 52K in chips, if I remember correctly. I'm in the small blind right now, and I looked down at ace-10 suited. With 12 or so big blinds, I decided to re-raise all in. Very nitty guy next to me. He goes into the tank and he decides to re-raise all in over the top. So at this point, I knew I was beat. So I was in deep trouble. I knew. I ace-10 up against ace-king, and I lost that. Earlier on in the day, I tried to steal a few more pots, and that didn't work out. So and then I folded a few more orbits. At this point, I'm getting very frustrated, but I had one of my buddies on the rail telling me, just keep it cool, stay patient, your time will come. And then Director Jung came over, tapped my shoulder and said, Ray, don't give up. That really gave me a lot of confidence. Before I knew it, 5 minutes later, Wally limped on the gun. JJ Prodigy raises. This other guy re-raises. And at this point, I'm thinking, well, if I don't look down at aces, I'm not going to be able to play this hand. I did have aces that time, so I picked up aces, I shipped it in, and it wasn't for much more, and Wally reships all in. Now, Josh folds, and it's up to this guy, and by this already, me and Wally were both standing up already, and the crowd gathering around. It was very tense. I was feeling very sick. I was like, does Wally have aces here? We're not going to chop this, are we? For once, let me double up. And this guy thinks forever, and he makes a call with ace-king. So I was up against aces, up against queens and ace-king, and with that, I went from 22,000 chips to about 80,000. I basically quadrupled up. I was immediately up to 110,000, looking pretty good. That was the turning point for my tournament. I'm not going to say I did the best I could, but I think I played pretty well. I'm feeling a lot more confident about playing these live field. Before I would maybe get a little bit more anxious and make a play that's not necessary, but now I'm able to sit there and reevaluate each of my decisions. After I leave Macau, I plan to get my life back to the normal. Back in Taiwan, I need to get back to my boxing routine, get some exercise in, and get back to normal shape. I think I've already lost like 2 kilos here. A couple weeks later, I think I'm going to be heading off to APPT London. It'll be my first time in London. Very excited.